Welcome to the House of Legends podcast, where great women become exceptional. I am your host, Graciela, founder and CEO of the House of Legends by Graciela, a mindset coach and mother of three beautiful kids. My mission and passion is to provide you with the tools that will allow you to unlock and bring out the best version of yourself, which is the key to all change. Some of those tools are mindset, identity work, and emotional mastery. Not only that, but I will also bring you powerful conversations with legends like you, showcasing their journey, life work, and allowing us to learn from their experiences and insights. So don't miss an episode. Tune in each week to the House of Legends podcast and let's unlock the power of your own legend. Let's dive in today's episode. Author, and she has created not only a movement, I call it movement because this is not even a coaching, a business. You have to create a movement where your main, I will say, initiative is to have more conscious women in business. I think that is the main word, conscious, and that we can be equal and reach. I love that as well view. One of the things that I was expressing to you, Jasmine, I follow you since 2021, and from there I noticed that you were different. I mean, you're pretty young, but you were different. You're not only you were talking about doing things, you have walked the path, and that is one of the main things I really love. With that being said, if you can introduce yourself, Jasmine, let us know who you are and what got you to where you are right now.
Thank you so much, Graciela, for your kind words. Thank you so much for having me. I'm so blessed and honored and grateful. And absolutely. So it's true, right? I have been doing this for almost a decade now, I would say. Officially started my first coaching business in 2017. And my signature program that I started with, and I think that's the one you recognize me with, was the Confident Boss Academy. And that takes female coaches to six figures in their business with heart-led business strategy. And even in that business course, which is still my number one course that I am now going through again, even myself, because I believe in these principles and strategies just as much as I do then as I do now as well. And it is what led me to music. And even then, I started manifesting with music, which is what my business now is all about. I have a wealth being members club, which is, to become a wealth magnet, a combination of well-being and wealth. And it is also something that is dear to my heart because it's truly what heals us. Music heals us from the inside out. It heals me. It creates cellular upgrades. And that's why I founded something called the Purity Method, which is a combination of mind, music, and movement. And we've actually done scientific research as well, and even studies from Harvard and different kind of organizations and well-known universities have really found that they will help us raise our consciousness level up the energetic scale, going from, let's say a lower frequency, shame, guilt, apathy, grief, all the way up to willingness, acceptance, reason, love, and enlightenment into ultimate consciousness. So in my journey, you've witnessed me go from, let's say, fear or desire and anger, courage, to willingness, acceptance, and then love, peace, joy in my own journey. And that's how we all begin. And even on a daily basis, we might be hanging out in different vibrations. And there's nothing wrong with those different things. It's just choosing to live a richer, more fulfilling life. And that's really what I teach inside Wealth Being, because when we synchronize ourselves and our bodies with music on a cellular level, we are able to attract something that don't make sense. Like you've witnessed me firsthand attract Forbes 30 under 30 like that. And it's like, doesn't make sense. How does this happen, right? And it's somebody watching my Instagram story, recommending me, putting there. And it's like things that you can manifest with the right energy and the right action. That's why it's called manifest, masculine energy, taking the action with the right energy. Is what will bring things in. So yeah.
I really, really love that you're talking about energy, because sometimes we
And I speaking for myself, when I encountered my first business, I will say I was just, what is the strategy, what I need to do. And when I started understanding, like you said, the energetics, that I was maybe acting from fear or from discouragement, and I started raising my vibration, everything changed. And one of the things that I have to say it right here, I always see you joyful and in this loving attitude. Well, one of the things that I think it was, I don't remember, I don't recall exactly who says this, but you are, I think, vibrating even higher in this level. It's called authenticity. I can feel you. Like there's no like, excuse my language here, there's no bullshit. With you, it's like I can feel that you're authentic. You have your moments where you're like, yes, I'm doing that, but it's like you have to put action. It's like it's this beautiful energy between direct, honest, but loving. I mean, you're not like telling me what to do, but you're direct, really, really direct, and I really appreciate that. For me, it's like she's really authentic. She she really um she really attract me. Like, and like you said, you draw the opportunities. I don't know what is your human design. I'm a manifestor. For me, it's like I go and get it. Like for me, I
Yeah.
need to get things. But some of us, we attract it, and you are that. You are the magnet, and I can feel it. So it's just really, really amazing.
Thank you, Graciela. Yes, I think it's like I just genuinely love people so much that I believe that they deserve the truth. You know what I mean? It's like the conversations I had yesterday with one of my private clients, and even inside my wealth being a community chat, because I have this WhatsApp chat with my client, and I'm just straight up. I'm like, is this level of consciousness serving you? Are you looking for problems and being stuck in victim mentality, or let's shift, upgrade, let's elevate together and let's look for solutions. Either way is fine, but it's up to you, and it's the reality that you're creating. And I think sometimes people are so stuck in trying to be liked that they don't have the courage to say these things. But for me, my job is not, I'm a coach that is likable. I don't need you to like me. I want you to get results. And that's why I get results, so many crazy results, and why my clients get so many insane results and create quantum leaps and things that don't really make sense but feel right and are possible. Because when we allow ourselves to tap into this divine energy, which I think it's funny because I'm very much tapped into this frequency with action also, because I have the tangible energetics. It's what I like to call it. It's not just the feeling and the vibration. It's like it's scientifically proven. It's in your DNA at some point, and you create it in your cellular level. And from there, you become a different person. Like Dr. Joe Dispenza always says, your personality will create your personal reality. And it's so true. And that's why we're shifting it not only on the surface level, but deep inside your soul and your heart, so you can keep the results. Because what I've seen a lot as well, it's like people try to journal, they try to meditate, they try to think their way to success and all the different things. But that doesn't really help them get the results long term, because there's going to be that saboteur in their mind kick in again who says, wait, this is not who you are. You're not a rich person. You're not a person that gets everything that he they wants. You're not a person who's loved and makes money and doesn't have to struggle for it, or something like that. And then we sabotage and make it harder, or you're not worthy. And I think that's really a shame, because we truly get to have it all. And for me, it's like I had to become that. Like you said, I walked the talk. Like I told you I'm gonna have dinner with my mom's best friend and my grandmother, my mom. They're getting ready next door, and we're gonna have dinner, and then we're doing the Tony Robbins together. And it's like and now I have an interview with you, and then I just got my nails done and my hair done before that while I was texting my assistant, and we're doing the things. It's like I live a rich life and I love it, and I'm so in love with life. I am so abundant and so happy. And I used to not share that because I didn't want to get to people to trigger
Okay.
people. My human design is a 5-1 sacral generator. So I'm basically the 5. It's like people see me as the solution, but also almost like the devil, because I have everything. My life is amazing. And they're like, and she has all these things. It's not fair. So I trigger people. So I adopted that, and I say I trigger people into excellence, because I help them get what they want through being triggered into excellence, because only then we can create the diamond that we all are inside of us. It's under pressure that is being created, and then doing it in a way that is so loving and kind that creates those long-lasting sustainable results, rather than something where people make you feel like shit. Part of my French. That's also not great. It's like, oh, you should be pushing more. You should, like, no, you want to look at the things that we need to work on, let's really go dive deep and be honest. I want this too. This is why it's triggering me, or this is why I don't want it. And I don't allow myself to want it, but deep down you want it. That's why you're still looking. That's why you're here, right? And the only issue is that most people don't believe that it either works for them, they can't afford it, or they're not worthy of it, and then they hold themselves back. But I mean, for me, my community, everybody's invited, men, women, anyone can join. But again, it comes with a price tag, and my prices aren't crazy. I've got offers from $88 to $88,000. So it's like pick your own adventure. And I love having this inclusive approach because it's only about learning to see where are you comfortable investing in right now, and where can you create something that will help you get to where you want to go next. And that's why I always believe everybody can make this happen, because it does not matter where you have been, it matters where you're going, right? And I mean, Calvin Harris said that in the song Let's Go. So it doesn't matter where you've been, what you've done, it's about where you're going. Let's go. So that's it.
Yeah, I love that approach. And two things that I would love to mention and remark, to highlight what you said. And you are pretty generous. I'm also part of your free WhatsApp group, and you put like, I thought this was a paid thing. Like, you go live, you put things, and I was like, what? I mean, this level, this is the, I mean, free one, free. I mean, I'm not complimentary. We'll say free, complimentary.
Yeah.
Yeah. So much value, and I was like, I was really impressed. Like that container. I mean, it's priceless. I will say you could put any price, because really you. I thought I was seeing you when you were like with Tony Robbins as well. I think it was last month. I don't remember exactly the date, but you were live and you were waiting for your Uber, your taxi, and I was like, wow. I mean, this level of like proximity and feeling your thought process was really impressive for me. Like, I just wanted to mention that. And the other thing, you mentioned your family. When I see what you did a reel, and this was just like, it was, you said, yes, I'm with a rich man, and
Yeah.
your grandmother. But I was like, oh, this is so genius. And it's like, one of the things that I really love, and I just really want to express here, is that you sometimes we think that, oh, our family is not going to understand us and we are whatever, and you are actually not only shifting and bringing in, co-creating more conscious women, or actually activating those conscious women with money and wealth and spiritual, their spiritual side. But you also said, you know what, you can bring your family, you can bring your mom, you can bring your grandmother, and she's gonna be happy. I mean, she's gonna actually, there's no separation, because sometimes we think that we're gonna start thinking more in another, like, I don't know, I'm not gonna put levels, whatever, but bring it on. And there's not many women. To be honest, I don't know another woman like you doing this online. And this is like, wow, for me, it was like really, like, even with your cat.
Yeah.
Like, with your cat, and just like, and that's why I'm telling you that this level of authenticity is just like really magnetic. And you, as a generator, when you are the magnet, you draw the opportunities and the people. And when I saw you, it's like I was just keeping just watching you. And that is the thing, because you really showing how that we can have the money, we can have the family, we can have our moments with, like, you really embody this. And I just really, it's really amazing to see that. And I'm not just saying all those things, I do feel them. I was like, for me, it's really like brave and bold, because sometimes we think like, oh, I have to hide this, or people, who cares about my pets or whatever. And for you, it's like, no. And you're showing, and you're like, here's where I am, here's what I have. And that is amazing.
Oh, you're so sweet. I really appreciate, and I feel every single word you said, Graciela. Thank you so much you're a wonderful woman that expresses it so beautifully, and it just feels so generous of you to also take this time, because it's so beautiful. Because obviously this is the first time we're meeting on Zoom, and I think it's so magical because I have so many hundreds of people inside my WhatsApp group, but obviously I don't talk to them. I only, I share, but I don't get as much like feedback as I am now. So it means the world to me. Thank you. Really appreciate it. And I think that's the beauty in it. When somebody's listening to this right now and you're wondering, can I really have it all? Can I really get to have this all. And yes, you get to have it all. And the most important thing is that you stop telling yourself that you can't, to let go of all the things in your life that are weighing you down, and surround yourself with people. And that's why I've created what I've created, because my paid WhatsApp group as well, it's like the women in there, they're like masterminding together, and they're, meeting up. Some of them are meeting in person. They're going to like beautiful like polo games in Monaco. They're flying, like it's like insane, like the things. Then there's people who are meeting at Christmas markets in like Poland. And it's like there's so many random meetups that are happening that make me so happy, because it's not about me. It's about, like you said, this movement, literally movement that makes you money and makes you happy, because it's all about that. It's not only about the wealth for me. It's about fully enjoying your life. And when I lost my dad when I was a young kid, I promised myself that I'm not going to repeat that. I'm not going to stress myself out and become a slave to money. And I didn't also want to not have any money, because I wanted to also build something that is worthwhile. And I mean, the only way we can give back and donate and really have, this kind of level of wealth is if we're also rich financially. But if you're only rich financially and you're poor mentally, you're poor spiritually, you're poor time-wise, and you don't have any freedom, then what's the point of having all the money if you're not enjoying it, right? So that's why wealth being is all about becoming a wealth magnet, to raise our energy and manifest with music and hypno dance in the purity method. So a proven process that's scientifically backed to work has allowed me to create a net worth of almost 8 figures under the age of 30. I've not announced that yet, but I'm mentioning it here because I'm sharing it in my upcoming live webinar. Not live, sorry, I recorded it, but I recorded it live. Now it's recorded. See, this is my level of honesty. I cannot say something. I cannot. My mom raised me well. But my not live recorded masterpiece webinar that I worked on for 3 weeks, editing, adding music, adding the binaural beats, frequency. It's like this experience, and how I manifested millions while being happy, while enjoying my life. And I'm so excited to give this value out for people to really understand how they can do it too, because many people ask me, and it's not just reserved for me, it's not just reserved for Graciela, it's reserved for you too. If you're listening to this, it is available. And the only reason, if you told yourself why you can't, that's what we need to work on. That's it. I'm so glad you heard that voice. Let's work on it, let's rewire it, and let's change it, because you can just choose to be the exception. You can see me and Graciela or whoever you're seeing and say they're the exception and I'm the exception too. And you are invited, and you deserve to have it all, and you should be allowing yourself, because if you want it, trust me, the world is so much better for you and your family if you choose to live a happier life and you choose to be abundant, rather than arguing for your limitations, because they're not required, they're optional.
Oh, true. And I love the way that you bring this balance. Like, and one of the things that I really admire about you, that you're really like, like you said, there's no filter here. Like, that you put it like, you as a woman, as in business, we do require money, right? And sometimes we say, I want just to help people. Amazing. That is, I think as a woman, that is, we're loving, like we're really loving. That is a natural thing. But you also require having the resources to move things, to invest in yourself, to help your family, to even to have a nice meal. You know what I mean? And the way that you put it on it feels so right and so exciting, actually, to work in ourselves, to have that level of consciousness, because I think all it comes to consciousness. One of the things that I wanted just to share as well, for me, I grew up in Mexico. My family would, even despite my dad was having 2 jobs, there were always no resources. And one of the things that for me was kind of hard, it was just like my first years of business, I was doing the things, but I was resisting receiving fully. And when I started to shifting that, I saw, like you said, I can have it both. It's not either or. I can have both. I can have the business. I can help people, and also that is just the exchange that they're making, and that is the thing, right? But
yeah, 100%. No, and my mother also. So my mom, she from Romania. She escaped, and she had 5 jobs. So when she was starting her life, she worked really, really hard. I was not born then. I was born when we were already wealthy and we had everything. but the mentality that I was raised with was very much grounded. And, I had to work really hard to receive things. And my mom always reminded me of how hard she worked for it. And I used to really be upset about that. I'm like, Mom, why do you always have to make me feel so bad that I received everything? But now in hindsight, I really understand, because that's why I am the way I am. I really value and appreciate things. A glass of water, like, I understand the value. She would take me to restaurants. I would have to calculate the bills. And I'm like, oh, in this place, this water is €3, and this one is €5, and there's a price difference. And why is that? And how much is it? And she would take me to business meetings since I was 5 years old, because my father was sick and he was sometimes in hospital. And she said, before my daughter takes a babysitter, let me take her to the business meeting. I did my homework at the business table, and I was always there. And I guess that kind of rubbed off, but I really understood that at an early young age. And I think, like you said, I am quite young, and I'm like, yeah, this is my last year of my 20s. I'm 29. This year is my last year. I'm going to enjoy it fully. But it's like, I'm 29 in human years. I believe on a soul level, we are older than we can even understand right now, the deeper connection. And once we fully allow ourselves to really go inwards and allow that wisdom, the universe to pour through us, we understand that we can tap into this wisdom more frequently, more openly, more abundantly than we can even give ourselves credit for, right? And then once we do that, we receive more than we could ever ask for, because we open up and we stop giving up on the things that matter for us, and they matter to us. So I think the moment we really allow ourselves to rise in energy and frequency is the moment that we can tap into this higher wisdom, and then we can see things differently. And I think as we allow this to happen, we can consciously choose to tap into the zone in this mode. And then we can feel like, oh, we're tapped in. Everybody can do this. And the way I do this regularly is with the lyrics in my music, because I'm like, there must be something like a button you can press that you can tap into this energy, because I was like, it doesn't exist. And if it doesn't exist, create it. That was always my mantra. And now you can literally go inside the Wealth Being app, press play, get into the Synchro Dance activation. Every day I show up in my members community to help them get into this wealthy mindset. Because imagine you step into this energy every day, what you can manifest, the love of your life, the relationship that you want with your clients, your soulmate clients, abundance. Because in the end, it really comes down to worthiness. Because if we watch our parents work hard, or if we ourselves work hard, because I created that pattern, I'm like, I have to suffer, I have to work hard. I need to prove that I'm worthy. I need to do it on my own. I cannot say, oh, I received all this wealth. No, I have to prove I did this by myself. And if I don't, that's the issue. My queen mama just arrived and she looks, wow, 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 incredible. Maybe we can get a special appearance in a little bit, if she likes to come here. Do we want her to come? Do you want to say my mom for the internet?
Hello. Oh, so beautiful. Oh my gosh.
Happy Mother's Day today to all the women around the world.
Yeah.
Today is Mother's Day in Dubai.
Oh, happy Mother's Day.
Happy Mother's Day to all the mothers around the world, and in Dubai special.
Yes. Every day is Mother's Day.
Every day is Mother's Day, but we send blessings, light, and full of happiness, joy, fun, and prosperity and abundance. Carpe diem is the moment. Enjoy the second. Every moment is a present. It's a gift.
Thank
We
you
are
so
alive,
much.
and we are grateful for who we are, what we got in our life, and we never give up.
Never.
We make it better.
Always. I love you.
Love you.
Thank you for
Okay,
the beautiful gift.
featuring my mom.
Yes. I can feel your mom's I can feel like she's so proud. She loves you. It's like I'm a mom. I do have 3 kids, so that touched me, right? Like, because I can feel that your mom is like my daughter. It's like, I don't know, like it feels I feel the love.
Yeah. And that's the beauty thing. And I love that. I mean, you look way too young to be a mom of 3 kids. I don't know how you did that. Full honesty, you look insanely young considering. But I'm so happy that you shared that. And I feel like when we include our family and things, if we want to and we choose to, it's so much better and so much more beautiful than trying to, get upset. Because even like you said, with my pets and family members, I know one day I will look back to this interview and say, thank God I had my mom. And that happens when you lose somebody so early on in your life. you start valuing people around you. And that's it, So I think it's just this beautiful blessing when we truly get to see that, like, we want to include the people that we love as much as we can and not think about it as being separate. Instead, it is everything, and it's real. It's like we're all real humans, So, and we all have a life, and it's like it's about living the life and not just making the money to live. It's like we can live and make so much money, and that's the distinguishment that I really understood. And it's all about a choice and your standards, right? It's like Tony Robbins always said, it's like you get what you tolerate. And it's like if you're tolerating being poor in any area of your life, you don't need to tolerate that. Oprah Winfrey says that too, right? It's never a lack of resources. It's a lack of resourcefulness and choosing to raise higher and choose to use the things that you do have rather than constantly pointing out everything that you don't, because there's so many success stories that when you come from nothing and you have nothing and it's going so bad and that's why I said it's like where I can either choose to constantly look for what's wrong, or we can always look for what's right and what is going well. So the next time, I'm going to give this as a little takeaway as we are wrapping up soon. The next time you're in a lower frequency, instead of asking yourself what's wrong, ask yourself what's right. And that will help shift higher and start seeing things differently. And then we're up the frequency as well.
That is such a gift, because it's just all about perception. It's all about perception. Two people can start live the same situation and their different approach. Like that is the thing. And before I forgot, where you were mentioning about your mom, I remember one of your stories, and one of the things that I do have is I do have a good memory. That is one of my gifts. That you were editing your podcast, and you were actually showing up in your stories, and you said, I was trying to say to my editor or to my assistant to edit this part of the podcast because my grandmother thinks she was talking to you or she was doing something, and you said no, but not anymore, because when I come back to this podcast, I just want to hear her, to have the gift to hear my grandma, and I think that is such an amazing
I can't believe you remembered that.
I remember that.
So different. You see? And it was her in the background with her little with the house shoes. Like my grandma was in the background, and my mom always says, like, oh, pick up your house shoes. Don't make that noise. And then we're just like, we love her little on the house shoes. And I had so many messages in my DMs of people coming back and telling me, my grandma is no longer with us. I wish she would make the little slipper noise. So I think when we start to appreciate the things, the people, and everything in our life, what we do have, we will actually be way more blessed and keep seeing things as a problem and as an issue instead, right?
Yeah, that's so true. Oh my gosh. Jasmine, this interview has been really amazing. Like I said, your presence, your energy, it's just, I'm not saying just uplifting, but you're bringing this beautiful, harmonious balance, and I just feel so grateful to have you here. Before we wrap up, I would love for you if you can share with us where we can find you. And of course, I'm going to put the details on the description of the YouTube and also on the podcast. But if you can share with us where we can find you and what are the programs that you have active right now. And after that, I'm going to ask you the question that I always wrap up the podcast.
Oh, thank you so much. That's so beautiful. Yes, I mean, I would love to give you access to my masterclass on manifesting millions in an aligned frequency. Anyone that wants to hear about it and is coming from Graciela's podcast in this interview, just message me on my Instagram at Jasmin Manke Coaching. Message me Graciela, and then I know that you've come from this interview, and I can send you the direct link so we can thank Graciela so much for bringing us in contact, because I believe in thanking and being grateful for light workers and being shining on others as well, because it shows an abundance mindset, and it's so beautiful to connect and open up and share more, right? So as we open up, we can do that as well and create more so on. And I love the fact that I got to do this today. I also have my Wealth Being membership, which is my members club, where you receive every single day coaching on becoming a wealth magnet in forms of musical notes, voice codes, and you also get 2 live coaching calls with me every single month where you can ask me your questions and unblock anything that is limiting you from becoming more abundant in your life. And I know we will focus on wealth and manifesting more money and things like that, but trust me, your entire life will upgrade. And that's the biggest blessing and gift. It will instantly affect all areas of your life, because how we do one thing is how we do most things. And that's what I do inside Wealth Being. You also have the 24/7 WhatsApp community, which is so amazing, because the women that are in there connecting, and men also, and they can promote themselves on Fridays and share their gifts and share their services. And it's this beautiful community. And then you also get access to the Wealth Being Library, which has all my master classes with Marissa Peer and some of the interviews that I did with Wim Hof. And I mean, who knows who's coming in as well, and Master Co as well, who is Tony Robbins' healer. I mean, there's an abundance of resources. And if you want to hear more about that, let me know that you've come through Graciela as well. And I'll make sure to give you a special link and thank Graciela as well for recommending you, and love to welcome you, especially to our community too. Just let me know.
Thank you so much, Jasmine. And now, like she said, there's so many ways to join Jasmine world. One of the things I really appreciate about her is that you can choose your level of entry. You can choose how you want to play, how you want to interact, and that is so beautiful. All right, Jasmine, the last question here. What is your superpower? And by now, there's so many, I mean, I can say so many things to you, even the listeners, they're just like, oh, she's this and that. But I would love for you, like, what is your superpower?
What is my superpower? The one superpower that I'm going to mention right now, because as women, men, or whoever, we all have multiple superpowers. I feel like we are all like Wonder Woman and Superman and just magical creatures on this beautiful planet. The superpower that I will reveal right now is the superpower of I want to say authenticity, I guess, if like just really developing that, because you really highlighted that for me today, even more than I realized myself. And I appreciate you for revealing that. That is also your superpower, Graciela, because you really highlighted that in me right now. And I hadn't really thought about it that way before. I mean, I thought this is normal for me because we're being ourselves. And I think I'd love to encourage everyone else also just to be themselves, because even as the lyrics in my latest song, it's like you as you will make it true. The more the you can be, the more you're going to attract what's meant to be, and which is you, right? So I think the you-ness is what's going to reveal the universe from within. And then you actually realize that everything that you want, you already have. And then you become a match for even more that you could ever ask for. So let's put the authenticity there, because you put it in the flair. So thank you, Grace.
And going just touch this a little bit fast. When we said about the scale of our emotions, 200, 500, 1,000 alignment. And though I don't have the name of this guy, but he said the authenticity is actually 5,000. It's like 5, like even more, even it's more than love, because when you're authentic, you're loving, you have this alignment, you have the compassion, you are joyful. So that is one. Yeah. So
I love that. That's so beautiful. Thank you so much for having me today. I look forward to connecting in the future as well, and hopefully see you around, see you inside Wealth Being, see you on the internet, see you everywhere. Make sure to message me, Graciela, so I can thank Graciela as well and give you access to free resources or welcome you as a Wealth Being member. We're always here to support you, and I'm so grateful and blessed for the last 3 years and many, many more to come that we've already spent together, my dear. And I'm so glad we took our relationship to the next level.
Yeah, that's yes.
The guest.
You know the manifestor energy. I just went for it. And yes. Thank you so much. Myself really precious.
Thank you so much.
In the next. Thank you.
Thank you so much. God bless you. Sorry for making some noise, but we have to.
No, it's all good. It's all good.
Thank you.
Love you.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you so much for being here. Your presence is greatly appreciated, and it truly means a lot to me. If you could support us by leaving a 5-star review, it will help us to connect with more extraordinary and influential women like you. With that being said, Thanks once again, and let's look forward to an amazing and legendary week ahead. you so much for being here. Your presence is greatly appreciated, and it truly means a lot to me. If you could support us by leaving a 5-star review, it will help us to connect with more extraordinary and influential women like you. With that being said, thanks once again, and let's look forward to an amazing and legendary week ahead.